And Emma, of course, always difficult to get clarity when it comes to the number of deaths in a country like China. But at this point, what do we know?
It appears as though the COVID data system, the counting around cases and deaths seems to have fallen apart in China. We do know that they've basically given up on counting asymptomatic infections, which were the bulk of the infections. And it appears as though there's something going on with deaths as well. There are, wide-ranging reports from a raft of media of crematoriums working very, very hard in the capital, Beijing. Financial Times journalists went to one Beijing crematorium and were told by a worker there that there were at least 30 COVID victims, yet China has not reported a fatality from the virus for 2 weeks, and there hasn't been a fatality in Beijing reported this month at all.
When it comes to the key takeaways from the Economic Work Conference, so it was a pretty marked shift from the previous common prosperity to now focusing on domestic demand and potentially encouraging, I guess, a bit more confidence in the private sector as well.
Yeah, I think it's quite understandable given the battering that we've seen China's economy take from lockdowns and COVID zero over the past year. It seems as though a switch has been flicked in the Chinese government, and they are very much intent on normalisation, but moving, some would say, too far, given the whiplash that we're seeing on the ground with COVID, going from it being, the devil's virus, as Xi Jinping once referred to it, to within a week, you've got some officials calling it nothing more than a cold and really being downplayed. So, I mean, that explains why you have nobody on the streets of major cities like Beijing and Shanghai, and why it might be difficult, at least for the moment, and as that initial sort of COVID wave sweeps through, to realise some of those ambitions when it comes to consumption.